If kids are the future at Eckstein Middle School, why are they so caught in the past?
Our school is falling apart, and we need people to help fix it.
Many of the same problems have been here for years.
This is not healthy. Our kids are getting shafted.
Deborah Sigler is one of the frustrated and disturbed parents we spoke with. Eckstein is just one of 100 or so buildings and schools all across the district that need serious repairs. Humanities teacher Joya Port loves Eckstein. The building?
There's a lack of water, there's electrical issues, there's massive heat issues.
Personal fans were at the beginning and end of the year. The creaking heaters moan in the winter. Port came forward to the problem solvers to expose the district's history of neglecting buildings all across the city. Nasty ceiling tiles, unknown dark patches in the original floors, doors that date back to the 60s near those crumbling windowsills. Weeds have taken over the unusable tennis court right next to the caged-in pile of desks and other who knows what.
I can work through all of these conditions, but I don't think it's appropriate for students to work through it.
A newly released report confirms what the problem solvers have been exposing for years. The district's neglected repairs total more than $500 million. Ingram High needs $28 million in fixes. Whitman needs $27.5 million. Eckstein makes the top 10 with $17 million. But the neglect is obvious to researchers. Quote, this reviewer attended junior high at this school, and it still looks almost the same. It's the same for 8th grader Aaliyah.
Well, I feel like it's not fair. I mean, if you know there's a problem, why not try to fix it?
She and Port both mentioned the uncomfortable classrooms. Port tracked the temperature in her room over the last year. It could be as low as 59 degrees. Then in warmer months, it got more than 80 degrees, more than a dozen times, including 87 degrees alone on the day of map testing.
In general, it's just a really hard environment to teach and learn in.
So the problem solvers were there when the district's head man for buildings, Flip Herndon, spoke with parents at Eckstein. They brought up the sewage backup that delayed the beginning of school, the well-worn original theater seats they were sitting in, and the questionable lighting and wiring the district report said could be, quote, an electrical safety hazard. The most asked question, though, why no AC? The district says it's expensive for air conditioning. A $157 million overhaul would be needed for the whole district. So instead, SPS relies on nature.
The cooling is it's a natural cooling basis that we use.
For weeks, we asked for the superintendent or the members of the school board to speak with us about our findings. SPS would only give us Herndon.
That's what we're looking at, to make sure that the passive cooling is working the way that it should be, that the air is being exchanged the way that they should be, and that all the vents are.
It's not.
Yeah,
you know it's not.
Well, for some of the days, it's not.
Herndon says it's like repairing your own house. If you don't maintain it, over time, it'll just cost more in the end to fix. But what about that unusable tennis court and the pile of junk right next to it in the rain?
Why do we have surplus and other furniture out away from the building?
Garbage.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you would put garbage.
Those things are unacceptable.
State Rep Jerry Paulette was there for Herndon's presentation. Paulette says Olympia's school funding system rewards districts with lots of room to grow. Seattle's urban schools have little space to expand, so instead, they crumble from within.
And there are a lot of people in this state who say, don't add money to the school budget, that's not the solution. Baloney.
Teachers know it.
They are not appropriate for learning.
Politicians know it.
You surprised that they're sticking their head in the sand on this one?
I am sad that they're sticking their head in the asbestos tiles on the floor.
Students know it most, though, that they deserve better.
I really like my teachers, and I like the school, but I don't like how it is.
So how are school repairs funded? Through tax initiatives every 4 years. Only a few schools get major refits at a time. If Eckstein makes the cut and voters pass the next round of funding, the school will get huge upgrades in 2019. Now, the problems go far beyond Eckstein. We set up this interactive map pulling together all those different reports, and those 100 pages are each doled out into the individual schools. You can click on the different reports, see what needs to be repaired, and more importantly, how much money it's going to cost all of us to get these schools up to snuff. That's available right now on KOMOnews.com. John Humbert, KOMO 4 Problem Solvers.